There, how's it going? Tonight, I wanted to talk with you guys about scarcity mindset and the trickiness of it, and specifically, how to know if you might actually have a scarcity mindset, even though you love money and you know that there's always more than enough. And the reason that I'm bringing this topic up is because I was there before, because I had a fabulous abundance mindset. I grew to love money, and I always knew that there was more than I had a mantra. I had a mantra and an affirmation that said there is always more than enough money for everything that I want and need. There's always more than enough time for everything that I want and need. I said that I made that affirmation like my inner language. All right. So I had an abundance mindset. But then I started noticing some subtle red flags, some subtle signs that, you know what, maybe I don't have as much of an abundance mindset as I thought. So I started really investigating that and doing some energetic work to really reprogram my subconscious. You know, the thing with working with conscious mindset techniques like affirmations is that they don't penetrate the subconscious. They do to a certain extent, but if that's the only thing you're doing, then you're only going to get minimal results. They only penetrate the subconscious, a little bit when there's that much more to go. All right, so you really need to get to the subconscious energetically to really remove whatever block you have. So, hey, Amy, hey, Tammy, and Edric, thank you so much for joining us. So there are 3 and more, but I'm going to talk about 3 today, subtle clues that maybe there's more work to do. And there's always more levels to get with our abundance mindset. And the reason that you really want to be working on this stuff is just so you can grow even further and expand your life even more. And if you have some subconscious scarcity stuff going on, then you're going to be severely limited with the impact that you can make and with the income that you can generate and just the general wealth in your life. So the first way that you know that there is a subconscious scarcity mindset going on is that you have a hard time saying no. If you have a hard time saying no, it's because there's a fear that you're going to be missing out on something. There's I call it opportunity hoarding, where you feel like you have to say yes to everything that comes your way. Because there's a couple of reasons that people do that. One reason is you don't want to hurt their feelings. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about opportunities that come up, like, somebody offers you something for free. What about webinars? If you have this impulse to say yes to every single webinar that you see pop up in your newsfeed or your email, that is actually a subconscious scarcity mindset. So having a hard time saying no, and that leads into setting boundaries. When you're not able to set boundaries, it's again that fear of missing out on something. Setting boundaries is giving a clear no, saying no, and trusting that you're going to have enough, even though you're saying no to, a healthy mindset is going to say no to a lot of things. Sometimes no more than yes. So something else that happens when you have a subconscious scarcity mindset is that you have a hard time ending things. You have a hard time with things ending, like, if say you're taking a class, you never get to the end of the class because of you're afraid of it ending. You're afraid of not having it anymore. Scarcity mindset it's like a fear of not having. And if you have a hard time following through to the end, because and this is something that's very subtle and you may not recognize it, but if you just stop for a moment and think about, the patterns with your follow through, could it be that there's a slight fear of it ending and it being over and not having that opportunity anymore? So what do you think, you guys? Are you resonating with this so far? Can you relate to any of these things? The last thing I want to talk about is having a hard time letting go of things. Having a hard time, like say you're paring down your house, you're getting rid of stuff that you don't really need anymore. If you have a hard time letting go of your stuff, and also letting go of people in your life, letting go of clients, letting go of team members. If you feel this like attachment to people and situations and your things, that is a subconscious scarcity mindset. So I don't care how much prosperity work you do, none of this stuff is going to change unless you get to it, beneath the surface. And the only way to do that is energetically. And when you are able to penetrate the energetic level, then you can adjust any part of your subconscious. You can reprogram all you want and gain the awareness so you can pull stuff out and put stuff back in. I mean, we're like computers. It's so cool. And when you have this power, you can do that all you want. So just to kind of recap, what it really comes down to, this subconscious scarcity mindset is a deep level fear of not having and fear of missing out. And that causes us to behave in all kinds of weird ways that, that doesn't necessarily line up with what we typically think of as a scarcity mindset. But it affects you in every aspect of your life. It affects you with your relationships. It affects you with, the way you eat, the way you work out. It affects you with the way that you work in your business. So this is really important to take care of if you want to get to the next level. And it's easier than you would think. And I'm actually offering a free training coming up probably in a couple of weeks. I'll announce it officially, but it's going to be about how to release your biggest subconscious blocks in 30 days or less. And when I say 30 days or less, I mean sometimes, if it's really big stuff and it's a little more complicated, it can take 30 days. But I've seen this stuff happen, overnight. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. It's going to be really fun. And I can't wait to, help you to really start making these exponential shifts in your life once you start addressing the subconscious area. I mean, that is, say your brain is like this, the conscious part of your brain is like right there. Everything else is here. And I'm going to show you how you can actually access the full 100% of who you are. So it's powerful, powerful stuff. And once you start making shifts on this level, it is literally going to change everything. So do you have any questions about subconscious blocks, and specifically with subconscious scarcity blocks? Is there something that you have experienced that you want a little bit of clarity on? Like, could that be a scarcity thing, or could that maybe be something else? I would say the top two subconscious blocks that I see with business owners is scarcity and deservingness or non-deservingness. Those are by far the top two that I see. And it all comes down to, you know, our programming growing up and where that has led us to this present moment. And what's really cool about that is you can change that really easily and really fast when you have the right tools and the right guidance. And I know a lot of people feel like that it's like, oh, this is just who I am. This is my personality. But it is not your personality. I promise you. I promise you. I have broken through like every single one of my personality traits that I grew up with because of doing this work. And I'm like living proof that it is not your personality. You can have any personality that you want, you know, if you just take the right approach with it. So awesome. Tammy says, can we have the class ASAP? Yes, I'm working on it. So I've been putting a lot of thought and consideration and energy into this class, and it's going to be really powerful. So that's all I got for you this evening. I hope you're having a great night, and I hope you have fun plans for the weekend, graduations and gardening and camping and all kinds of good stuff. All right, have a wonderful night.